Shalawam, Shabbat, Shalawam, Yasharahla. All praises be unto thee, O Most High Yahweh, Bahasham, Hamashiach, Yahweh. Israel, I want to have a look at the Quran. I want to go through a few things within the Quran itself in order to expose the lie, in order for our people to see through the veil that has been pulled over their eyes in regards to the manipulation of the nations in general in regards to the Israelites, Israel. So today I want to look at the Quran in stages, and I will show that this is a false doctrine and it is not for our people. So without further ado, Israel, seeing as I have not got a paper book or a hardcover copy of the Quran for myself, as I have no need for it, I will just use the Google for that. I will use the Google for that. So I'm going to use my smartphone, as they say, and be smart for a minute. So I want to go to 3 Surah, which is Surah. So that is 3 Surah, and we want to verse 84. Let's start there, Israel. And bear in mind, Israel, this is the Quran. This is the same book. Anyone who says they are a Muslim or whether they practice Islam, this is their book. This is their Biblios, their Bible. So let's see what is in here that expose their lie. So, out of the unholy Quran, 3 Surah 84. Say, we believe in Allah. And as we know, Allah is basically God. So I go again. 3 Surah 84. Say, we believe in Allah and what was revealed to us and what was revealed to Abraham and Ishmael and to Isaac and Jacob and his descendants, and the teachings which Allah gave to Moses, Jesus, and to other prophets. We make no distinction between any of them, and to him do we submit. So that's a lot. There is a lot there, Israel, and I will break it down step by step for you now. So from the top. Say, we believe in Allah, God, and what was revealed to us and what was revealed to Abraham and Ishmael and to Isaac and Jacob. So at this moment here in their book, it is saying something was revealed from God unto Abraham, their father, for they do descend from Abraham. Remember, the Arabs are the descendant of Ishmael. They are the Ishmaelites of the Bible. So Islam in general is associated with the Arabs. It is their construct. So again, they are saying something was given unto them, was revealed unto them. So they are naming how they know. So it was revealed unto Abraham and Ishmael and to Isaac and Jacob and his descendants, Jacob's 12 descendants, the 12 tribe of Israel, and the teachings which God, Allah, gave to Moses, the Torah, the law, statutes, and commandment, which any Muslim, any belief in Muslim today accepts the Torah, which is what is being said here. We make no distinction between any of them, Salakia, gave to Moses and Jesus. This means the Islamists, the Muslims, also believe in Hamashiach Yahweh as a prophet. Let's not get too far. As a prophet. We make no distinction between any of them, and to him we submit. So they submit unto God. Sounds good thus far. Now let's go now, Israel, on to second surah. We want second surah 122. So that is second surah 122. And it reads, Children of Israel. Bear in mind, we are in the Quran. Second surah 122. Children of Israel, recall my favor, which I bestowed upon you, and I exalted you above the nations of the world. So here in the Quran, it is being stated that the Israelites, the children, them descendants of Jacob, recall my favor which I bestowed upon you, and I exalt you above the nations of the world. This is reciting the Torah itself. Now let us go to Deuteronomy chapter 7 and 6. Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So this is known. Bear in mind, Moses is speaking unto the Israelites. What is being said here pertaineth only unto them. And here they are being told that they are bestowed, high, exalted, above all the nations. Otherwise, above all peoples that are upon the face of the earth. So that's where that comes from in the Quran. So the Quran is reciting, things. And the fact, the word itself, Quran, actually means to recite. So they are reciting stuff. But what they are reciting at this moment pertaineth not unto them. So what are they talking about? So let's go further, Israel. I have some information here. This is a well-known book, Israel. This is well-known in Israel. It is something that anyone can, try and get their hands on. I'll let you have a good look there. So that's From Babylon to Timbuktu, and it's from Rudolph R. Windsor. This here is a lot of information. It is factual information that you can research beyond what you see here in this book and what I am referencing. So within this book, From Babylon to Timbuktu, let's go have a look at the Arabs and see what's happening really here. On page 44, we have the birth of Islam. But what we want to do is go across onto page 45 and down to the first paragraph there. It says, when Muhammad was born, many Arabs were still worshipping the sun, the stars, spirits, and idols. The Arabs possessed 360 idols, one for each day of the year. So much for following the Torah. So much for following the law, statutes, and commandments handed down to the Israelite by Moses. So much for following that as suggested in their surah. But let us read a little bit more here, Israel. So as it states here, for anyone who does not know, when Muhammad was born, many Arabs were still worshipping the sun, stars, spirits, and idols. The Arabs possessed 360 idols, one for each day of the year. Bear in mind, the Arabs are the descendants of Ishmael, the very same Ishmael referred to in Surah 384. Muhammad was born AD 570. Salakia. Muhammad was born AD 570, 4 years after the death of Emperor Justinian. He was descendant from the tribe of Koresh and the family of Oshem. His mentality was prodigious. In his youth, he was never taught to read or write. Now, this is some information that is perhaps not known by most. Muhammad was an illiterate man, knoweth not how to read nor write. His mentality was prodigious. In his youth, he was never taught to read or write, but his imagination was superlative. So here we go again, when the Most High speaks of a man's own imagination. So here he was an illiterate man with a wild imagination. Let's go further. I'll start back from his descendant. He was descendant from the tribe of Koresh and his family of Hashem. His mentality was prodigious. In his youth, he was never taught to read or write, but his imagination was superlative. Muhammad was an extraordinarily handsome man and eloquent in motivating men with the power of the word. So again, here is explaining he was subtle. He was good with words. He had a good, grasp of it. He knew how to get under the skin of people. He knew how to influence people. He was very, very subtle. That reminds me of someone, but let's not go astray, Israel. In the early years of Muhammad's life, he passed his time. As a shepherd boy, we must remember that many successful men have arisen from significant and humble conditions, watching the sun by day and the stars by night, left opportunity for Muhammad to contemplate in solitude. So he had a chance to think. He had a lot of time on his hands. And remember now, he was illiterate, but he was very imaginative. Let's not forget that, Israel. We must remember that many successful men have risen from insignificant and humble conditions, watching the sun by day and the stars by night, left opportunity for Muhammad to contemplate in solitude and reflect on the events and the profundities of this world. So in his world, the world that he knew at that time, he had a mighty long time, 3 hours, to contemplate on these things. And remember Israel, wild imagination. After Muhammad became a camel driver, he traveled to remote and intriguing lands. He led his caravans to Persia, Syria, and Egypt, extracting business with merchants of every kind. On his business trips, he met Jews, Christians, and members of other sects. He interrogated them concerning the tenets of their religion. So he was on their ass, basically, trying to find out the ins and outs of their religion, their belief. He frequented the environment of the Jews. He frequented the environment of the Jews and their rabbis, their teachers, Israel. So like here, Israel, it's a bit warm here at the moment. So Muhammad frequented the environment of the Jews and their rabbis, mostly because they were merchants and an omnipresent ethnic group. Again, this is showing the difference between the Israelites and all the other nations. The Israelite was a separate people. They are a different people unto God. They did not integrate into anyone's society, for this was forbidden. Because he could not read or write, his ears were attentive, and keen to everything that the Jews related to him. Muhammad learned and extracted much from the Jewish religion and compounded it with his new religion, Islam. So when Muhammad had all this spare time on his hands, he contemplated with that wild imagination. And he went around and stayed around the Jews, where he interrogated. He learned as much from them as he possibly could, for he knew that they are a different people upon the earth. He knew this. So he extracted things from the Torah and incorporated it into their Quran, which is why we are reading here in Surah 84, that they believe in what was given unto Abraham. Ishmael, you see that? That Ishmael, it needs addressing. But let's not go any further. Let's go back to the scriptures, Israel. And I want to go to Exodus to address that Ishmael that we just read in Surah 84. So what we want is Exodus. Let's go to Exodus 20 and 4, and I'll go from 4 to 5 just to make a point. Exodus chapter 20, verse 4, and I'll read through to 5. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, Israel. I only went here, Israel, to address the fact that in Surah, third Surah, they say they believe in all that was handed down to Abraham, Moses. What was handed down? The law, statutes, and commandments. But from what we just read in From Babylon to Timbuktu on page 45, it is quite clear they did not. For they had a God for every day of the year. They only now say Allah as if they have got one God. After Muhammad and his own imagination and his subtleness took writings from the Torah to insert into the Quran to justify his new religion, Israel. Plain upon tables, Israel. So again, they speak on the Torah, they should not, for they keepeth not the laws of the Torah. So Israel, I want to go to Genesis 21. I want Genesis 21 and 9. I want to address that Ishmael. So in 3rd Surah 84, it says the things handed down from Abraham to Ishmael. Let's see what was handed down. All things must be plain upon tables, Israel. So Genesis 21 verse 9, and I'll go through to verse 13, Israel. And Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Egyptian, which she had borne unto Abraham, mocking. This is talking about Ishmael. The mother of Ishmael is Agar. And bear in mind, the Ishmaelites come from the man Ishmael. Today, these Ishmaelites are called Arabs, Muslim, Islamist, whichever you choose. And they come with a false religion. So Israel, I will read from the top again, Israel. Genesis 21:9. And Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Egyptian, which she had borne unto Abraham, mocking. Wherefore she said unto Abraham, Cast out this bondwoman and her son, for the son of this bondwoman shall not be heir with my son, even with Isaac. So in 3rd Surah 84, when they say they agree and they adhere to all that was handed down from Abraham to Ishmael, Ishmael is not there. They interject that to justify their religion. For it is clear here in the Torah that Ishmael was cast out. But let's go further, Israel. Verse 10 again. Wherefore she said unto Abraham, Cast out this bondwoman and her son, for the son of this bondwoman shall not be heir with my son, even with Isaac. And the thing which was very grievous in Abraham's sight, because of his son. And God said unto Abraham, Let it not be grievous in thy sight because of the lad, because of thy bondwoman, in all that Sarah has said unto thee, hearken unto her voice, for in Isaac shall thy seed be called. The promises of God is with Isaac. So, in 3rd Surah 84, it should not read thus as Abraham then Ishmael. There should be no Ishmael included. But again, I say Israel, that's their way of justifying the new religion that Muhammad was running around concocting Israel. So we're going to go from here, and I am going to build upon this. So we leave from here and we go to Romans 9 and 7, Israel. So that's Romans chapter 9 and verse 7. Neither because they are of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called. For in Isaac shall thy seed be called. This was just said in Genesis. I go a little further for you, Israel. I will go to verse 8. That is, they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of God, but the children of the promise are counted for the seed. Who are the children of the promises? The children of Isaac, Jacob, and the Israelites has the promise of God. Again, there is no Ishmael here. I will read again. It tells you that they are the children of the flesh and not the children of the promises. The children of the promise are the Israelites and none else. So again, Romans chapter 9 and 7. Neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called. That this, they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of God, but the children of the promises are counted for the seed. All praises be unto thee, O Most High Yahweh. So from here on, Israel, let's go to Galatians chapter 4 and 30, Israel. Galatians chapter 4 and verse 30. Nevertheless, what saith the scriptures? Cast out the bondwoman and her son, for the son of the bondwoman shall not be heir with the son of the free woman. So who is lying, Israel? Could it be the Torah? I don't think so. Because what is in the Torah is being referenced right here in the so-called New Testament. So this debunks whatever comes in the Quran. So Israel is quite warm in here today. But then again, I'm on fire, Anna. So watch this, Israel. We're going to do that again. We're going to go Galatians chapter 4 and 30. Nevertheless, what saith the scriptures? Cast out the bondwoman and her son, for the son of the bondwoman shall not be heir with the son of the free woman. So Ishmael is not adjoined unto this. This is only pertaineth unto Israel. I'll go further. Let's go Colossians. I'll close out with Colossians, Israel. I'll go back into the unholy Quran. Let's go back into the unholy Quran. What we want to go in and look at, we want to look at 2nd Surah and 40. 2nd Surah 40. 2nd Surah 40 reads, Children of Israel, recall my favor, which I have bestowed on you, and fulfill your covenant with me, and I shall fulfill my covenant with you, and fear me only. So even in the unholy Quran, here it is telling you straight up and down that the chosen people of the Most High God is the children of Israel, and it actually has nothing to do with them, for they are only reciting that which was already written in the Torah. I think that's a nail in the coffin right there. So I am going to close out now, Israel. The case has been made, like I like to say. So let us go to Colossians, Israel. Let's go to Colossians. So on Colossians chapter 2 and 8. And chapter 2 and 8 reads, Israel, Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophies and vain deceit, after the traditions of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after a Mashiach Yahweh Shai. So we say, I bid you, my beautiful family, I bid you farewell until the next time. So what do we call that? The Quran destroyed. Shalawam.